everyone, hope you're doing well. Today I thought I will do something quite light and fun, something that doesn't take too much effort to do but ends up looking like it did. These two pages, I think I've done them for Instagram. I think I did. This was a while ago and I didn't date them. So I also have these two pages which I haven't done anything on. So the reason I want to do something of this nature today is because it's been such a busy time with commissions. A while ago I mentioned that for a very big brand I started doing a commission back in, I think it was March. So that was the first commission. And then so let me just tell you what we're going to be doing before I go ahead and then just sort of catch you up on what has been happening. So I have here my botanical stamp set, and you can create loads of different floral clusters. I am going to add this stamp set to sale for the Black Friday, and it's going to be, I think, 10% off. So you can find it on alyonacreates.com. And I haven't decided at the time of filming this video what else is going to be going on sale, but do have a look. Once I go through some of my products, you might find more items for the selected for the Black Friday sale. Yeah, so going back to the commission, then September starts and I was planning to focus on my next watercolor release and sort of expanding my brand a little bit, doing some maybe new products and just, you know, focusing on my own brand. And suddenly I get an email for another commission from the same brand. And from then onwards, it's been one commission after another, which I'm really enjoying, because it's a fun thing to have a, you know, permanent kind of client that wants you to do certain artsy jobs for them. So I can't tell you exactly what I'm doing, obviously, but it's a couple of things and new products and then like new color editions, etc, etc. So all of that will be coming out next year when I can share things with you. But the point being is it's just been so busy, and I've done another commission since. And then after I finished that, then I've done another little thing, which is more like a blog post thing for them. And then another commission I just finished, and I was kind of, you know, focusing on moving on to my projects that have been on hold. For example, I have somehow miraculously managed to film the Colourful landscapes online course, so that's all filmed for you. I just need to find the time to edit it. It's just literally I have had no time at all. So that's that. And then obviously the Black Friday is coming, so I'd like to do something with my online shop. I'll have to park all the new watercolor releases and whatnot, or new products potentially, till next year, because there is now another thing that I'm doing for them, another commission, which is going to be filming in a studio for them. And it's a long drive, so most likely I'll be staying 2 nights there before the shooting and probably after the shooting, because I'll be finishing, you know, in the evening, and then it's about a 3-hour drive from where I live, so I don't think I will be in a state to be driving 3 hours after shooting in a studio for an entire day. So yeah, I'll have a nice night of sleep and then head back home the day after. So that's still coming in December as the next commission on the schedule. And then in January there's a big thing happening where I was asked to take part in a trade show, which is super exciting. And again, I can't tell you any more at this point, but I am, like, you know, so excited to be doing all these things. And yeah, I mean, you know, it's one thing to be sitting in your own studio and painting and promoting your own products and designing things. It's a lot of fun. I love doing that. But once you're asked by a big brand for such big commitments and, you know, showcasing their brand and kind of becoming the face of the brand, it's a big thing. And I'm so flattered and so thankful for the opportunity. And it's something that I didn't think or even kind of imagine that could happen, because once I did that one commission early in the year, I thought that was it. I didn't realize that there will be so much more. So who knows where this is going to take me, but for now I'm super happy for this opportunity, and it's been keeping me extremely busy. So I had to park all of my other projects because I am a super hard worker. Like, maybe I'll do a vlog one day about the experience of doing commissions. It's not an easy thing. You have to have the right character for it. You have to be super patient. You have to be hardworking, because if you're lazy, no one will enjoy working with that attitude. And I have seen quite a few YouTubers here that just think they will, you know, put zero effort or minimal effort into something and then kind of just try and rip people off. So that doesn't work. I mean, it may work once or twice, but in long term, these people won't survive on that, because it's just dishonest, and no one is that silly to be kind of buying into that BS for too long. I won't be naming any names, but yeah. So yeah, it's been like super busy and a lot of fun on my side. But that means that there's either minimal or no time at all for my own artwork. Hence why I just wanted to do something today where I miss creating, I miss illustrating. And so I wanted to show you something that would work beautifully if you're someone who's very busy, be it your like full-time job or any other things that you're involved in, and you still want to be creating art and you enjoy it, but you just have very little time. Using stamps is always something I go back to. It's just such a nice little, like a warm-up almost, where I don't need to think about anything. Even just now talking to you, I just place some petals for the flower, couple of the different leaves, and just create like a little cluster. Like, you know, some of those best bouquets from the award-winning florists always have the shape of the leaves kind of coming out on one side, and it's so harmonious how they place the green leaves or the accents of other flowers around the main flower. So this is where my inspiration comes from, and I'm going now to show you how to add color to it. This step has substituted taking a pencil and thinking about what you want to create, because there is no misshape that you can create. Sometimes it can happen with a pencil, which of course all of that you can embrace and enjoy. There is no mistakes in art. You learn from even the worst art that you create. However, when I want something to look pretty and be pretty every time, this is where I go to. Now I'm going to go and get my watercolor palette and a couple of pencils, and we'll start adding color. So I have my watercolor palette. This is the Colourful landscape palette, and there is a video where I think I talk about it or swatch it out. Can't quite remember. Feels like it's been ages, just because I've been so focused on everything else. Okay, so without further ado, let's pick a nice little pink here. I think I'm going to go for something quite bright, but I'm going to mix it up here as well, and I'm going to put the most saturated color into the tip of the petal, like so. Then I'm washing out my brush and wetting this area of the petal, and I'm going to touch now the watercolor here at the base, leaving some of the white marks That's a stylistic choice and I like it quite a bit. Not everyone, you know, maybe would enjoy it, but I like it. And I find that covering the entirety of an object that you are painting in watercolor just sometimes makes it look a little bit old-fashioned, and leaving these white marks of the paper creates that almost like a slightly unfinished contemporary look, which to me, I quite like that. I've just been so busy that when I switch on YouTube, I just started watching crime documentaries. But in terms of like art, do you find anything that's still interesting here on YouTube? I'm just switching off from everything and just focusing on my own stuff, and I hope to inspire people still with my art, with my color. You know, when I think back, like how many years have I been doing YouTube now? 5 years or so? I think I started when Mason was 1.5, going on to 2 maybe. And I was so inspired, I was so excited, you know, to be doing things and seeking all these different and what were new to me back then, art supplies, and trying them out and all of that, not really focusing on anything finished. So I feel I have improved my actual art a lot. I am being asked to do so many commissions now, so I feel completely fulfilled, but I just wonder if that translates into the art that I'm still doing here on YouTube. I just don't want it to be boring, and like personally I do like to rewatch my own videos because I just find them color-wise, I love it. I just think it's so inspiring, and similarly to the energy that a crystal sends through, I find color actually works in a very similar way. So it's not just about the aesthetics. I have realized that color, it has also frequency in a way, which is a very weird thing to say, or like try to explain at least. It makes perfect sense in my mind, don't you worry. But in the sense of energy fields, another thing I have learned about myself, that apparently I am an empath. So I've been working with that as well. And basically I have kind of a sensitivity and understanding of energy. So not everyone has that developed in them. And also sometimes it can just come later in your life. So for me personally, I have a crystal which I had since, I don't know, maybe 20 years. But I kind of never, I was drawn to it, but I never sort of felt what I feel now, or understand why I was drawn to it, or why it entered my life, you know, things like that, which I don't want to go too deep here into this subject matter. It's, to understand it, you need to read a lot about it. You need to study that subject matter quite a bit. So I'm someone who's just always into expanding your knowledge. You know, I find it very boring when there is just same old. Same thing goes for certain friends in my life that I realize that I'm actually not finding that interesting anymore. I don't find what they do interesting. I don't find talking about it interesting. And then you just find other people who you are much better suited for in terms of conversation and, like, you know, brain activity, dare I say. So yeah, this year has been a very interesting year for me. Once we get to kind of December, I'll do a little vlog to summarize a few things, but I turned 40 this year, and it's been a year of amazing revelations on, like, really personal level as well as professionally and all sorts of things. So yeah, it's been good fun, and I think that I have like managed to open quite a few doors and answer quite a few questions that I had. And yeah, it's been quite interesting. Also, it's been my son's birthday in November, which was good fun. I always look forward to it so much, but the September and October are always so busy that when it comes to November, I know that I just need to give it another push and get everything organized. Like, you know, the birthday party, we do something on the day for him, just like us. And then we move on to the birthday party. This year, his birthday was on a Friday. And then party was next day for him and his friends. It was a bowling party. And also I have made him a cake, so he requested a Mario birthday themed cake, and it actually worked out really well with all the wrapping papers and the color theme for the decorations and things like that. It just worked out beautifully. And the Mario cake, I will try to insert a picture here somewhere. I was amazed because I was working with a fondant for the first time. No idea what to do with it. Had to Google it the night before just to understand how I need to add color, how I need to do what. And basically learned it in a couple of hours. Next day, went out, bought the fondant, and created the cake. And it was like the best cake I have ever made in terms of decoration, but also flavor. I had so many birthday cakes that I would order from professional companies and they just sucked. You pay a ton of money, but you get like such a low grade quality of things. Like last year I ordered, I think it was supersonic decoration and like red velvet cake inside, and the cake was awful. It had a strong flavor of some oil and like a really not pleasant aftertaste. The decorations were falling off and it just, yeah, it wasn't great. So this year I have done the cake myself and it was just amazing. So another thing that I have learned to do, and I did with confidence, and from the first time it worked, and I was like, whoa, did I make that? Seriously? It literally could go on the cover of like a cake magazine. It was that good. And I'm someone who loves to succeed. I don't believe into laziness. I believe into working hard and, you know, getting your fruition from working hard, not just BSing around, but actually creating something. Yeah, so there you go. It's been a wonderful year so far. Right at the end of the year, it's getting super busy, and I'm just hoping it will calm down a little bit now. So I've got my pencils ready here, and now what I'm gonna do is just basically line out some parts of the flowers. So here I have used a contrasting color. Let me see if I can bring it in, like a purple, which looks really pretty with the petals here. Then here I've used a more muted color for the petal, and then I'll see what to do here. So firstly, I think I'm gonna go for a vibrant turquoise color, and here we have the malachite green. By the way, these are my Caran Luminance pencils, and I'm just going to, basically the way I like doing this is just lining them out, but not necessarily exactly how the leaf is. I do kind of change things around a little bit. Here I can connect the leaf behind it. Just choose how you tell your story, you know? You don't need to kind of be too precise. I personally like it to be sketchier and less formal. Like so. I think especially in the world that we're living now, where you really don't want to even switch on the news because it just, you know, one thing after the other, and also what the media feeds you and all this kind of unnecessary stuff that you start to fed up with all the BS that we're fed by the governments and media and whatnot. So I think, you know, coming home after a long day of work, opening your sketchbook and doing a bit of doodling, a bit of sketching, a bit of illustrating, all in one is what makes me happy and what makes me relaxed. And it's just, you know, bringing things together. You looked at it before and it was just separate leaves, separate petals, but now we're bringing it into one coherent illustration, and I think it just looks gorgeous. Okay, what do I want here? Do I want something orange, or do I want something quite sort of poppy? And I think this purple would actually look alright, although purple not my favorite color in the drawer, actually the least. There are still certain tones of it that I can tolerate. Because it actually looks quite nice on this pink. I'm going to go with that and just add a few little scratches. Oh, so yeah, and then when I started telling you about my son's birthday, and then on a Sunday, so after the bowling party on Saturday, I decided to take him to Brighton. I haven't been to Brighton in years. And oh my gosh, it was an amazing decision. We had so much fun. We went to the pier, of course. We just stayed about 5-minute walk from the pier in a beautiful, beautiful hotel. I take pride in picking the most stunning architectural hotels. So that was gorgeous. Again, so much history to that building. And then next day we went to the Royal Pavilion. Wow, just wow. I mean, if you ever are in Brighton, just please make sure you go to the Royal Pavilion. It's a thing of just stunning decor that you feel like you went to a Taj Mahal without going on an airplane and flying for hours and hours. So stunning, just stunning. Here is the flower, super vibrant, as you can see, very pretty. It's something you can put at the bottom or top or a side of a page, like if you love to journal, something that you could basically add to a journaling page, but also just as a finished illustration. You can do so much with it. You can obviously rotate and think about different presentations of it and enjoy the process. I think that's what is the most fun about these illustrations. So just quickly wanted to show you that I use the same petal in a number of different ways. So you can do like a 4-petal flower. You can do a peony with loads of petals around. And then here you have got 4 different sizes of these petals. So you can then also stamp the smaller ones towards the center. And you can create camellias, peonies, roses, obviously hibiscus flowers, and all sorts of different flowers from your mind as well, and just go with it. In fact, if you turn it that way, it could be a bit of a pansy. So yeah, just play with it and enjoy the color and enjoy creating, even if you have very little time. I hope you enjoyed this Friday's watercolor video, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.